Welcome back, folks. This is the final part of Sonic Mania playthrough with Feel Too Real here. So, Titanic Monarch Zone. One of the biggest things I like about the zone is that it goes fast in certain parts, and then one of the things I don't like about it is in certain parts, specifically Act 2, it gets very obstacle course-like, and then you get that here in Part 1, or Act 1, but not so much. It exists, but not nearly to the level of Act 2. But the thing is, you just want to keep going up. You keep going up, and then, you know, that's where that goal post is, or I guess the mini boss is. You just want to keep going up. And then you have a couple badniks that come in several flavors. You got the turtle fan bot there. You got the spring badnik right here, which, as long as it's blinking, like that, you can hit it. But if it turns into a solid color and it's straight up electrocute itself, you don't want to jump into it. You'll take damage. And then you have these, I guess, these flies. I don't know what they're called, but I'm gonna call it a fly bot. These fly bots, they launch all these things out, which they won't hurt, like this right here. It won't hurt you, but it will enclose you in a red sphere. And as long as you're outrunning it, it won't hurt you. I don't know what the whole point of that is, but I never gotten hit by it. And then if you destroy the badnik before that red orb does what it does, then you know it goes away. So there's really no danger. You can either run or fight. So fight or flight, your choice. And these orbs right here, Sonic will go into the background and the foreground, and you know, so forth and so on. And as you're coming around the orb back into the foreground, if you push A at the right moment, you'll launch in the direction Sonic's going really fast and really far, which is necessary for a lot of the parts in this zone. And then the piggy bots here, I don't recommend spin dash into it, because if you do, you run the risk of, you know, walking or spin dash into one of its bombs and you'll take damage. So just jump on top of it and then you'll take it out really easy. As you see here, foreground into background to foreground, you just want to jump. So when you move into the background to the foreground, just push the A button or X button, whichever platform you're using, or keyboard if you're using keyboard. Well, whatever keyboard key you're using, right? Don't push the entire keyboard, but I digress. So take your time here, unlike what I just did. And again, I don't know what it does. It doesn't do anything, that red orb. So I'm just going to chalk it up to, as if you stand still for the entirety, you're going to get hit. But yeah, spikes are plenty, and then you're going to want to not jump before leaping, or look before you leap. It's been a long day, folks. I apologize. But yeah, and some of it is really, you know, scripted. What I mean by that is you'll just go really fast in a direction. I think we're, like, for example, right here. This isn't exactly what I'm talking about, but if you jump into this shuttle bus with the egg robot, it'll take you to a different part of the zone. Like this right here, it's very scripted. You can only go one way, and then right here, whoop, you only go one way. So this zone doesn't really have very much open-endedness, or there's not very much to explore, at least that I know of. Because normally by now, on this point of the game, I already got all the Chaos Emeralds. I'm not going out of my way to explore. I just want to get through the zone. It's not one of my favorite zones. It's like my second least favorite zone. Oil Ocean beats it hands down in that department, but there's still some fun to be had. But yeah. And then, of course, we're going down, which, you know, kind of goes against what I was saying. But some sections you'll have to go down to go up. And then, of course, right there, those spikes are right there, but those springs will catch you and launch you where you need to go. And, of course, Egg Robo there is going to sacrifice himself. And then, I believe right here, this is where no, not yet. I think it's this part here. I get into a glitch where... not yet. Okay, so this part here, you want to get on these platforms, and you're going to lightly jump, very lightly jump, that way you don't hit those spikes. But okay, right here, this is what I'm talking about. I actually almost died with a glitch. So right here, I'm going to launch up, I'm going to hit these bouncing tabs and go up, and I'm actually going to launch myself into some spikes, and I'm going to glitch in a platform like right there. And I'm hitting the panic button because I can't get out, and I don't want to touch the spikes and die again because I'm running out of invincibility frames. But yeah, And then this boss is the Death Egg Act 1 boss, and of course I lose all my rings, so I just lose all my chill, and I just start just welling on this thing with my invincibility frames. The whole thing is you want to hit his eye when those orbs on the bottom, and when those orbs aren't spread out like that, or else your jump won't make it. And of course, after you hit it enough times to lose, for it to lose all those orbs, you'll go to phase 2. There's 2 phases this fight. And the second phase is almost just like the Death Egg, but it'll shoot orbs out of those cannons on the left side and right side. So right here, it'll alternate. When it goes up, you want to stand underneath it. When it lands on the ground, you want to stand directly to the left or right of it. That way you don't get hit. So here it should go up, and I should have stayed right there, right below it. And I believe 6 more hits, and it'll go down really easy. So yeah. If you don't lose your chill like me, the boss can be kind of easy, but its pattern can be somewhat difficult. You just gotta remember it'll start the boss battle by going to the roof, and then it'll alternate down to the bottom, and then go up to the top. So when it's up top, stand directly underneath it. When it's going down, stand directly to the left and right of it, a little bit distance, and you won't take any damage. But yeah, Act 2 of Titanic Monarch Zone. Now we're going into the Titan. And the gimmick here on this particular level is there's going to be 4 doorways. And you can tell I don't want to do this act, but I digress. So there'll be 4 doorways you got to enter. And each doorway you have to complete. Once you complete all 4 doorways, you'll fight the boss. And depending if you have all the Chaos Emeralds, you'll end up going to the true final boss, or you'll get the normal ending. So you have bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right, and you have to go into the pink mist, and you have to clear this path, and at the end of the path you'll have more pink mist to jump into, and then once you do that, this path will seal up, and then you'll go and rinse and repeat for the other 3 paths. So yeah, and like I said, it's a very obstacle course. Like right here, you're trying to get up to the right, as right here, and then you're going to try and navigate your way to the end with all these springs, all the orbs, all the fans, all the platforms, avoiding electricity, all that. There's more stage hazards than there are badniks that'll do damage to you in this. But yeah, and then I'm going to pause, talking about the level for a minute. Well, not the level, but I'm going to talk about the backgrounds. I really like the background. I like seeing the engines. I like seeing the motorized parts. I like the stained glass in the background. Stained glass I really do like. It's a very underappreciated, art. I call it art, even though it's glass, but it is art. But yeah, so you'll speed through here, and it's very scripted. Like I said, you can only go one way, and then this is what I'm talking at the end. So you shoot down, the path's closed. So then we're gonna go to one of the other paths that are still left open to us. Go down here. And then, even though it looks like there's a bottomless pit, you want to go into the correct path, which I believe is that bottom left. I think it's the bottom left. And if you, for whatever reason, if you miss the path, there's pink smoke that you can jump into, and it'll reset you. I believe I messed up right here, and I missed my jump. I fall into the smoke, so you'll see. Boop. So no harm, no foul. You just got to redo it again. So you want to go all the way to the right. Hit the goalpost, go up here, and like I said, you can tell it's very obstacle course like. So jump up there, spring will catch you, the turtle bot will blow its fan, and you won't get taken any damage. And then this platform, you want to start it by jumping on the left, let it go up, but you want to be a little quick here, because once it gets to the very top, you want to jump on that platform, because that platform, if it separates enough, it will fall apart, and then you will fall down. So yeah, just take your time here, and if it looks like there's a pit of spikes, chances are there's a spring down there that'll catch you. So go left here, you hit the spring. See how many springs are hitting here, and it's what gets you through this zone. So, ooh, I know why I did that. Why did you do that, Phil? I don't know. Maybe I was just tired that night, but yeah. So we're gonna want to go to the top left here. I'm gonna spin dash. Now and get caught in these orbs, and we're gonna go to that path right there, and that path is the end of it. So the best thing is to just shoot like right there, but of course I'm gonna try to you know, think harder, not smarter. So that's the end of path 2 right there. Then we're gonna go to the top left. I think this path is the one that's the hardest, I believe. The bottom right one I find is the bottom 2 are the easiest, but I think the top left one is the hardest. And by hardest, I mean it's just hard to navigate it. So again, right there, that spring bot, when it's completely lit up, don't touch it. Just let it, you know, run its power out, and then you can safely destroy it. Right here, be careful, don't get caught in between the platforms like Tails is about to right here. No, not this one. I think it's the next one. So yeah, follow the path, follow the path. Avoid the electricity right there. Go down. Don't hit the spikes like I almost did right there. And we just avoid that red orb. I don't know. I still don't know to this day what it does. I think it does damage. So follow the path of rings. And generally, if you follow the path of rings, you're going to the right direction. So we're gonna go up. We're gonna destroy that piggy bot. Another one's up here. Remember, just jump on its head. And of course, right here, I get hit again because, you know, blue ring box. So it's our last one. The movement of the platform just neutered my jump, so don't go up that ring box. Just avoid it, because I'm about to lose it right here with this electricity, so it wouldn't even matter. Boop! See? Of course, Tails grabs those rings, so it's like nothing ever happened. But yeah, and it, like I said, it's just very obstacle course. Like that spring will bounce you. You follow the rings to that path. You're gonna go up this egg robo. It's gonna follow you. It's going to shoot you to the left, and then that's the end of this path, I believe. Yep. And then we're going to the top right path, and then we're done. Launch up, and then we're going to go this way, and then Tails dies right here, I think. Boop. See, so be very, very careful there. Don't linger in the middle of the platforms. You will get crushed. You will die. So, last path. Let's do this. So, we're gonna slowly. See, this is what I mean by this probably being the hardest one, because you have to be a little bit confident. You're not gonna die because there's pink mist down there. So just take that knowledge and, you know, be very careful there, which I'm not. And yeah, go up here, and then we're gonna want to go all the way to the top of this one, I believe. Or no, we're gonna go top right. So trying to go up there, but I failed. Fall in the pink mist. Don't die. You'll reset. So up one more time. This one I'm going to use no, it's top left, sorry, top left, and it takes you to an egg robo, and the egg robo will launch you, and then you'll hit a spring. The spring will take you up. Yes, I remember now. Silly me. And of course, that's the bomb I'm talking about. Don't just run and spin dash into it. Just jump on its head, and then you'll destroy it safely. So up. And I just realized the green lights there look like Android logos. So maybe Eggman's Team Android and not Team iPhone. But I digress. So go up here. Last path's done, and then now we're gonna fight the boss. And this boss, I think I died to it twice. But I'm gonna show you the first time I fight it, and then when I die, I'm gonna cut to the phase or the time that I do defeat it. But yeah. So this boss, it's gonna have a force field around it, and then you're not gonna be able to damage it. And as you can see, those little, you know, tentacles. You want to pay special attention to these, because when he starts powering up like that, those things will electrocute. You can't touch them without taking damage. And I would say the first half of this boss fight is going to be extremely long, because you can't do damage to him unless you just want to use invincibility frames right there. And after so many jumps, he's going to have these phantom hands that will grab you, and it will take you into another phase of the fight against the Hard Boiled Heavies. And this one, the heavy gunner is going to shoot rockets, missiles, whatever you want to call it. And what you want to do is you want to try to avoid all the missiles, and it's kind of hectic right there. But you can hit the ones that go left and right, and they'll bounce back and they'll hit them. And I think you can destroy the Hard Boiled Heavies if you go into the phases just enough times. But by the time you cycle through all of them, you should already be done, you know, hitting Eggman. I think it's every 3 hits. Every 3 or 4 hits, he'll lose a tentacle. Once he loses the top 2, it becomes a lot easier to get more hits. If you can just position them to the left or the right side of the screen and just give yourself enough room to be right next to him, you can get multiple hits in. But the heavy shinobi here, just avoid him. Don't try to go after him like I am. I should just avoid him like I normally do, but I don't know why I wanted to hit him, but if you just avoid him, when he stops on the left, just go all the way to the right, and you won't hit him. Like when you hit him like that, and then the spines go back to him. There's really no way you can avoid getting hit by that. So that one, I would just encourage you just to avoid, or all of them for that matter. I would just encourage you just to avoid hitting because you'll take unnecessary damage. And the Heavy Magician is the next one. That's the one that does me in. So he loses the top 10. No, not yet. But he'll lose. No, I'm gonna die right here. But so the Heavy Magician, he's gonna play a game of, you know, you want to keep an eye on that middle cup, and he's gonna be on the left on my case. And of course, I think it's the middle one, so I jump towards the middle and I get blasted. But yeah. So we're going to replay it again, and I end up landing on the correct cup, but I stand directly in the middle. You could stand a little bit to the left or right of it, and then you won't have to worry about taking any damage. But yeah, right here, just take your time, take your time. Now that he has the top 2 gone, we can get some more hits in. Like right here, if I had landed, no, right here. So see how I position myself? He has just enough room on the right for me to stand, and I can get a couple more extra hits in. And then we get the Heavy Rider right here. And Heavy Rider, the gimmick here is he's gonna flip on switches that will cause spikes to appear in your path. But there's also buttons that you can press on your end, like on the ceiling or on the floor, that'll cause spikes to appear on his side, and then he'll run into him and he'll take damage. But like I said, you know, you should in theory beat Eggman before you cycle back to all these Hard Boiled Heavies. You might have to deal with Heavy Gunner again, but by that time, you know, Eggman will have all his tentacles already destroyed and this boss fight will be over. And of course, I didn't talk about it, but Eggman will shoot missiles, and the missiles will target the ground, so you'll know exactly where they're hidden. You just got to get out of the way, and then you won't get hit. So it cycles back to Heavy Gunner, and of course he shoots all of his missiles. Some will come on the ground, some of them will shoot side to side. And the ones that you hit that goes side to side, of course, go back and hit them. But none of that don't matter because we'll destroy Eggman this this fight. And Tails just wants to get a piece of Eggman. He just kept welling on him. But yeah. After all those hits, the Phantom Ruby's gonna react, and we're gonna go into the Egg Reverie Zone, which is, you don't get this level or this boss fight. It's really just a boss fight, unless you have all the Chaos Emeralds. And big thing here, I do die about 2 times, I think. The first one I'm going to show, the last 2 I'm going to skip, and then when I get to the one I actually do beat him, I'm going to just cheese him, because I try to do it the cool way. I'm putting air quotes here, the cool way when you're in the air, but it's a lot harder. Heavy King is going to be the one that's going to kill you, not Eggman, because Heavy King has the only attack that does ring damage to you. Eggman doesn't. He'll just push you. But yeah, your supersonic here with the Chaos Emeralds, you start off with 50 rings. For every 1 second you spin, you lose 1 ring. So you're on a timer. And by timer, I'm not talking about the time, because you see there, time's out of whack here. You want to pay special attention to your ring count. The Eggman phase is the phase that you want to use to get rings, because he's not going to hurt you with rings. And I believe right here, yeah, right here, you're going to want to just avoid those orbs, and then you're going to want to hit Heavy King whenever he runs out of orbs. If you decide to do it this way, I wouldn't recommend doing it this way. I would recommend going on the ground and just jumping in the old-fashioned way, but of course I'm not going to try to do that the first, not once, not twice, but the 3 times. On the 4th time, just like, whatever, I'm just going to just stay on the ground and let him run into me. Which you'll see what I mean by that. Because he'll come in from the ground, and if you just stand on the ground, he'll go onto the stage without having the orbs. And if he does have orbs, they don't exactly count right away until he's completely on the stage. But yeah. So, when the music's kind of catchy, I really like this music. And the background, I'm going to say, even though it's very plain Jane, I do like it because it's purple. But right here, I believe this is where I die. So he'll shoot an orb, it'll hit me, and it'll shoot another one right after, and it'll hit me again. That's what knocks all my rings. So I think it's right, not here yet. Right here. Nope, nope, nope. I'm lying to you folks. It's whenever I'm on the right side of him. That's where it happens. And 1, 2, 3. It's right here. Boop. See. But yeah, not the funnest time in the world. But yeah, I had enough of that after, you know, dying to it 3 times. I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna cheese it. So yeah, I didn't really talk about it because about, you know, the whole intro right here. But yeah, Eggman and Heavy King looks like they're having a falling out, and they're gonna fight over the Phantom Ruby. But after every hit, it'll alternate. It'll start with Heavy King, then Eggman. As I said, you know, Heavy King will do the actual ring damage. He's the real threat here, and Eggman's kind of the nuisance. But Eggman's the phase of the boss fight where you want to collect your rings. So here, I'm just going to stay on the ground. Eggman will descend from the ceiling or the side, and then Heavy King will always come up from the ground because he drops the Phantom Ruby. It's right there. See how it's a lot easier for me to hit him. Even though I get hit, I'm going to fall down, I'm going to touch the ground and recover a lot faster and better than if I would if I was in the air. But yeah, this is it. This is the final boss fight, and again, it's so much more easier to stay on the ground. It's not like a broken record, I know, but there's really not much I can say about this fight. The music is really catchy. I like it. It's an original track, but yeah. And then I believe earlier I had a little bit of a video edit where the bottom part of the screen went black. I had some stuff pop up on my screen. I'm playing this on Steam, so some of that stuff I wanted to edit out. I'll try to fix that in future videos, but yeah. I believe it takes, I think it's 10 hits for each Eggman and Heavy King to take him out, or it might be 8, I think, but I want to say it's 10. But yeah, and this is it. I mean, it's the same attacks. Eggman will try to punch you, knock you away. Heavy King will try to, you know, push you away with his orbs, and then if he shoots them like that, he'll take ring damage. You know, just keep an eye on your ring count. You'll be okay. I can tell you right now, the most anxiety you'll have about this fight is when you get hit and you get hit again. Right there, Heavy King's gone, and then Eggman's done. So boss fight's over. We've beaten the game. Sonic Mania is completed with the Sonic playthrough. The Chaos Emeralds and the Phantom Ruby react, and it sends Sonic off to the next game, which I don't know what it is. It's not Sonic. Is it Sonic Forces? I think it's Sonic Forces, because Sonic Frontier is the newest one so far. Not counting Sonic Origins, of course. But yeah, we're here. I'm gonna, again, I forget that I'm recording, and you hear my impression of Tails right here. Wait for it. But yeah, it's a fun game. I really like it. It really was a fun trip for me, and even playing this and commentating over it, it's still a trip. I really like this game a lot. I think this game came out in 2018, not 2000. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. But when I found out about it, it was a day one purchase for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much I even bought it again physically on the PS4. But yeah, you can actually skip these credits if you hold the jump button. I realized that a little bit too late, so it recorded quite a bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about myself. So again, my channel, I'm going to be let's playing some video games. I'll play a mixture of old and new. I'm more of old school platformer game. I like platformers. I like FPSs, first person shooters, for the two people who don't know what FPS are. I like RPGs. I love RPGs, especially JRPGs. My very first RPG was from a Pizza Hut DVD game on PlayStation. It was a demo disc, and I remember playing Final Fantasy VIII for the first time. and that game got me into RPGs. A lot of people don't like it, and I can understand why. But I played 8, 9, 6, and then 7 before Final Fantasy X came out. But I might do some RPGs, but those take a long time to finish. Especially being the type of person I am. I like to explore and do all that. Very hard for me to do a minimalist playthrough of any RPG for that matter. I'm a kleptomaniac. I like to collect things and find stuff and complete stuff. I mean, every single time I play Final Fantasy VIII to this day, I gotta get Squall's ultimate weapon by the end of the first disc. But I digress. Other platformers I like Mega Man, Mega Man X, Mega Man Zero. I haven't really played Battle Network, but I know the collections on Steam, PlayStation Network, Xbox Store. I think DX is the other one I haven't played. I really want to, but I mean, I have it. I think on the Zero ZX collection. I think I have it. If I don't have it, it's probably on my old PlayStation. But yeah. What else? What else to talk about? Favorite JRPGs other than Final Fantasy. Well, Final Fantasy kind of, I don't want to say it died for me after 10, because turn-based is one of my favorite JRPG games, but styles of gameplay. But action RPGs have their place for me too. For example, the Tales series I love to death. I like the Rise, which is the newest one. Berseria was one of my favorite ones. Devil Crow's waifu material as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. But my favorite Tales game is going to be Tales of Xillia 2. I love Luger and Elle's story. I don't like the way the best ending ends up, but it's one of my favorite JRPGs. My newest favorite JRPG series, actually the Trails of series, and Trails of Cold Steel, Trails in Sky, Trails to Azure, Trails from Zero, and then now we just got Trails into Reverie. And then not too long in the future, I hope, fingers crossed, we'll get Kuro no Kaseki, which is the Japanese version of the Trails game. Looking forward to that. That actually really brought me back to RPGs, because it's turn-based. Turn-based is my jam. I really like it. I'm actually gonna be let's playing the first Turok game, because that's on the Steam store. That was one of my favorite RPGs. Sorry, first-person shooters from the Nintendo 64 era. It has dinosaurs in it, because dinosaurs are cool. If you didn't like dinosaurs, you're not cool. I'm just joking, folks. But dinosaurs and first-person shooter, you can't go too wrong with that. Of course, I'm so glad they made remakes of that, or remasters, not remakes, because I could not imagine playing that on the Nintendo 64 games. God, I hate that controller so much. There's a lot of good games in the Nintendo 64, but man, that controller messed up that whole generation for me. Made me jump to PlayStation so quickly. Other RPGs. No, let's move on to a different thing. I really want to let's play the Crash Bandicoot series, because they got remade a few years ago, maybe more than a few years ago. I think it came out in 2017 or 2016 is when they remade the first three, and then they made a Crash 4 not too long after that. I haven't played it yet, Crash 4, but Crash Bandicoot's pretty good. That's a good series to me. When I jumped to PlayStation, those were the first games I played. I played 2. No, I played 3 first, then 2, and I never really played 1 until I found on the PlayStation Network on my PS3, and I downloaded it. Really hard. I can see why people don't like it. But yeah, Crash 2. I like Crash 2 the most. Crash 3 is going to be special to me, because that's my first I keep wanting to say RPG. Why, Phil? But it's my favorite platformer on the PlayStation. There wasn't really that many of them, because once I found about RPGs, it was off to the races. What else? What else? What else could I let play? Well, that's gonna be a secret. But I'll tell you right now, the next one we're gonna be doing on this channel is Turok 1 Dinosaur Hunter. And I just finished that recording, so you can look forward to that. It's really fun, but it is. I could see why people wouldn't like it because it's very dated. There's not very many quality of life add-ons that they did for Turok 1 that they did for Turok 2, because the stuff they did for Turok 2, my goodness, it makes that game so much more playable. But yeah, Turok 1, we're going to do that. I'm going to see how my upload schedule is going to be. By the time you hear this, this playthrough and then Turok should be put up on YouTube. Is it Rumble? Sorry, yeah, Rumble. I was gonna say Tumble, but Rumble. And if you are here for the entire ride, I thank you. Thank you for spending your time with me. I really enjoyed entertaining y'all. Hopefully I entertained you. But it took a total of 2 hours and 10 minutes, 56 milliseconds, whatever, and some extra time. But yeah, thank you for your time, folks. I'll catch you in the next one. Give this series a like and a share. I hope to see y'all again. Later, guys. Bye.